Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. Today, we're going to be looking at the Uniswap governance token and its valuations against Bitcoin, as well as the US dollar. Remember, if you do like this video and the other videos that I make on this channel, be sure to hit the like button down below and also consider subscribing. For Uniswap, I would say that the worst is, somewhat over. The bleed of the beginning to about the beginning of November has been finished, and it was followed up by a bleed as well, but a lesser bleed. If you compare the two downtrends, the former is a lot more aggressive than the latter. And here we are in the middle in the second week of January. And what do we get to see about Uniswap's chart? Well, the significant one would be this double bottom pattern here on Uniswap against Bitcoin. Made a double bottom at about 12,000 sats. The first time rallied, and then it didn't make it. It wasn't its time, and continued and began bleeding again. And when we actually look at what happened on 15th of November, when we look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin actually started rallying. Yeah, from 15th to 25th, it rallied, it dropped hard, rallied, and then continued rallying. So Uniswap got hit on both sides, which caused the Bitcoin valuation to just drop. But now we have been at the same place before. We bottomed out and we rallied back up, albeit not as aggressively as the first time. Okay, when you look at this move to the upside and this move, they look fairly different. Um, if you look at a trend, it's more so like this compared to, you know, compared to that. So that is something to take into consideration. We are currently up 3% on the Bitcoin chart. We went as high as 18,000 sats this morning, but because Bitcoin is kind of rallying right now, almost 5% and 15% in 2 days. Uniswap is having a hard time, and this is where the question comes in: are we able to make a higher high? Are we able to outpass this? And and there are several arguments to go either way. There could be three scenarios, but the two that I find more plausible is either A, Uniswap made this higher low, which will lead into a higher high, or Uniswap will move sideways at this level, arbitrarily between 18,000 and 14,500 sats. It will be range bound until, all coins as a whole make a move. Um, but at the same time, I can argue that altcoins have already been making a move. When we look at Ethereum, Ethereum has moved significantly up since the beginning of January and is now back at $1,200 roughly, 1197, 1198. So you can argue that the move has already begun. Has it finished? That we really don't know. And if it is finished, then that isn't good for Uniswap. That really means that this is as high as it goes for the time being. However, if it's not over, then I am confident to see that Uniswap will make a higher high, eventually get up to 24,000 sats and break it here. And that is essentially what I'm hoping for. Against Ethereum shows a similar pattern. Okay, I do expect Ethereum to outpace not only Bitcoin but also Ethereum. Uh, Due to the small market cap, it should outpace it to some degree. And we saw it here in November. We saw that rally there. Here's hoping we see it again, but it's too early to tell. And even as we speak, the rally for Uniswap from 8%, 10%, all the way down to 2.9% because of Bitcoin's high volatility. I mean, Bitcoin's now at $39,000, 39 too. So that is to take into consideration. Against the US dollar, it looks a lot more bullish. And if you're if you're having a hard time with your altcoin positions, maybe just take a quick look at your US dollar valuations if you don't, and you might feel better about yourself. But don't be caught up in the caught up too much in the US dollar, because if you look at the Bitcoin valuations, uh, altcoins have been bleeding, and because of that, you know, uh, because of that, it's just not outpacing it, and so that's not a good sign. But I mean, you could say you can see a clear bottom. We didn't even double bottom on the US dollar. Uniswap held its own. It held around $3.50. This is the That was the accumulation. We bottomed out, and then now we're rallying higher, and it looks like we're even gonna make it to that top of the wick at 880. It really seems like so. We're up 15% for the week. Previous week was 8%. The week before that was 54%. So you could say that the rally is starting uh, against the US dollar. Uniswap is gaining that dollar share. However, keep in mind the Uniswap token against Bitcoin, its Bitcoin valuation is still fairly low. And on a weekly chart, you can see it somewhat reverse. It looks like it's going in the right direction. It's definitely not bleeding anymore. And that's kind of like what we're hoping for. Anyway, that's with the Uniswap token. Keep an eye on, I don't really look at the daily, but considering the lack of price history and what we have to work with, look at the daily, see how this day progresses. Does this come back down, or does it rally higher? Are we able to make a higher high? In a few days' time, the next time we look at Uniswap, we'll definitely hopefully get to see if an oscillating pattern has happened, if we broke further down to the downside, or if we were able to make a higher low and then came back down. Who knows? Only time will tell. But that's all for today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.